Hi, I'm
George.
Hugh from SRI,
George
and
is
this
always.
video is going to show you how to
Yes.
install what we call the
Always
four
good.
relay board. This is something for controlling things like motors and switches that sometimes can be very handy to have the GC open a solenoid valve or turn some
same-
kind of thing.
the same
That's
tool.
very useful. So here I've removed the 6 screws
I think
from
it's
around
the-
the side of the
same-
GC.
Yeah.
And then tilted the GC on its back. It's fine, that's how we work on it here. We just tilt it on its back, it's flat, it just sits. And then if you want, you can remove
They all get the same.
the lid if it's getting in your way. I'll just leave it. And
You
the
mean when you
4
coil
relay
it, what
board is
size
this
coil?
circuit board right here.
Whatever fits in the
Now this particular 4 relay board is really only a 1 relay board because we've only put in one of the 4 possible relay circuits. A relay circuit is really just something that touches the brown wire to the orange wire or the brown wire to the red wire. That's what it does. It just it touches one thing or the other. So we call that a relay, some old-fashioned term. See, may or may not have one of these, and it may have
Well, we've got the
a relay
foil,
board that only
we've
has
got
one
two
circuit,
sizes.
and then you buy something else from us
As
and it
long as they
requires
fit-
more of
and now that
these.
you put in a bunch
So
of
then you
columns,
might have to replace
you know,
this board with one that had
you
more
need
than
to
one
make it
circuit,
look nice.
or you may not
Look
have it
better.
installed at all, and this would be
I'm not
the
as good as
initial
Victor
installation of
Maria,
this. So
you know how
this
all
GC
their
already
tubing
has it,
is very
so
perfect.
to remove it,
You know,
I am going to
the
use
right
my
way
5/64
is right.
hex wrench.
So whether you use the
And
small
unscrew
or the normal, as long as you
the
can
4
make it,
screws that hold the
I would
board.
say use the normal, but
in
if you want to use
place.
the small one, you may have to make it look nice in the other. I use the small one on the 18-inch
So
because
it should just
fits
wiggle
better.
out. I'm going to move some of these wires around and
Yeah.
use my finger
And you
to
put it on the other injection
make
board,
sure nothing is
turn it the other
really
way, and it fits
snagging.
nice.
And so it's see, there's something that it's stuck on. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it should be able to work its way clear. So the relay board
Okay.
has to be connected to some kind of power, and so there'll be a blue and red wire, which is the plus 12 volts,
You know, the
and there'll be
chemistry doesn't
a
matter.
green wire that are
But
soldered
just to
into the
make it look
board.
nice, I like
So,
18 inches smaller.
We've done a very neat job of installing this board, so the wires are kind of all tucked away, but they don't have to be. They can just be anywhere. It doesn't matter. And here's the plus 12. See,
Yes.
this is the other end of that blue and yellow striped wire, right? This is it. It's plugged into the terminal that's labeled plus 12. So you just take the screwdriver and you can connect the 12 volts here. Now the green wire, which is the ground wire, we typically like to run all the way back here and put it onto this screw here. We call this the chassis ground stud, right? Because this is where all the grounds from all the different circuit boards, they all go to this one spot. That cuts down on noise. So ideally that's where the green wire would go. In a pinch you could connect it to the ground here, but then it would be going through some more sensitive circuit board. So best to run the green wire back to the chassis ground stud. So you loosen the nut and it'll have a little ring on it just like the rest of these do, and then you put it on and tighten the nut back again. Okay, so that gives this board the 12 volt power that it needs. And then there's another wire here. In this case it's a yellow and brown striped wire. Again, somebody has done a very neat job of running this, but where it's going is up to one of these terminals on the
Yes, as you know, because
on
if you
the
have to replace
what we call the
column or
8D board,
something,
the
you want
analog
to
to
cover
digital
it.
converter
It's nice
board.
to have, just like
Has
wire.
8
You know, you want the wire long enough
TTL
so you have to
outputs.
make it
TTL
nice.
means that when it's off, the volts are 0. When it's on, the volts are 5 volts. So there's 8 of them, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and these wires we connect to various places around the GC in order to tell things to happen under the control of the data system. That's how many of these things work. If this wire goes from 0 to 5 volts, then a solenoid turns on. and that causes some change that we want to occur in the GC. So there's a yellow wire here. Now, when you get, if it's a new installation, you're going to have to connect these yellow wires up to the ABCD. It's labeled on the board ABCD, so you know this is where you have to run the wire. Doesn't have to be as neat as what we've done here at the factory, but somehow you got to get the yellow and brown wire from here on the circuit board up to there, and then screw it in.
Okay, good.
So that's really the process. When you test this, you'll go to your computer
Okay.
and you'll launch Peak Simple, and then if you connected the relay wire to relay A, for instance, you'll just click this and you'll hear something happen. You'll hear a little click from the relay, or if you've connected the relay to something that it's controlling, then you'll see that motor start or the solenoid activate or whatever it is that you're using that relay board for. Okay, well, I think that that pretty much covers that.